We got new broiler chicks in 5 days ago, end of August. I'm going to go through and show you our process of raising broiler chickens for our pasture-based broiler chicken operation from start to finish. So over the next 6 to 8 weeks, we'll have several videos of how we manage the birds over that time. So a baby chick requires some place to live, a shelter. To start with, we use 8-foot round cattle water tanks. The advantage, one, we have them. Two, the advantage is they're round, so there is no corners for the chicks to pile up into. We use pine shavings for bedding. We will start this off with one bag, put it about 2 inches deep. We clean them out between every group, and then we'll just add to it as they're here. They're here for about 3 weeks before they go outside. For those that don't know or unfamiliar, baby chicks are shipped in the mail. So they come in boxes like these. So these were hatched in an Iowa hatchery. They were here the next day, early in the morning. The next thing for baby chicks is heat. They need to be 95 degrees for the first week, and then you lower the temperature as they get older. We don't have a fancy thermostat controlled heating system. We use heat lamps. Depending on the time of year, we have three lights for every tank, which, unless it's really cold, seems to be enough. This first lamp has a 250 watt heat lamp in it. The next one has a 125. It's during the day now, so I turn the 250 one off and turn the 125 on. The way you gauge temperature on it, if they're too hot, too cold, as you can see, they are probably a little warm, as they are all laying around the outsides, except for those. You can see them. There is a small group of them underneath the light. If they're too cold, you put more lamps down. If they're too warm, you take some heat off. But so it's kind of a balancing act. Feed, we use a 20% chick starter. We start with these metal little chick feeders. They usually have a little rail on top. It's supposed to keep them from roosting on it. It really doesn't work. But the whole idea is the first couple days is to have plenty of access to feed. So basically, every time a chick turns around, it should have feed next to it. The same thing with water. This tank will hold 60 to 75 broilers once they're about up to 3 weeks old. We only have 30 in here for this group. So basically, we have half the waters, half the heat lamps, half the feeders. The one thing too with heat lamps is the heat needs to be spread out so they don't pile up. So if we would have had a full group in here, there would have been another light hanging here with that one on and that one on to provide a bigger heated area. So now these birds are 5 weeks old. They're going to get moved up to the next size feeder. I add these turbo feeders, and they are used in commercial houses. They put them in underneath the feed lines in between all the regular feeders. The same idea of getting the birds. So I leave the little feeders in, and I will take them out within the next day or two. As soon as they clean them up, then we'll be done with the little feeders. If you leave them in now, they waste a lot of feed by scratching it out and pooping in it. So they're only used for about the first 5 days. Next thing is water. We have two 1-gallon waters. We put them up on a 2x4 block to get them closer to back level. As you can see, when they drink, that keeps the birds from pooping in them, and also from scratching shavings in them. And then also it keeps the day-old chicks from getting in the water and drowning, which we've had that happen before we started making sure that they were up high enough that they can just come up to drink, and also that there is no big platform area where they can get up close to them. So these do seem to work all right. So if we had this full, we'd put 4 waters in here. So basically, I got 2 of everything in here now. If it was a full group, we'd have double the feeders, waters, etc. Water, we do put a electrolyte supplement in it for about the first 2 weeks. We probably don't need to feed it or use it that long. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't cost a lot. But this is what we use. We get it from McMurray Hatchery. These broilers did not come from McMurray's. They came from another. We use about 3 different hatcheries for all of our birds, but we do buy birds from McMurray. The waters, feeders, heat lamps all came from QC Supply. That's where we get all of our poultry equipment. So as the birds get older, we might add another water, since I do have them. The whole idea of the number of waters is to make sure they have easy access to it, and then also so you're not have to be filling them more than once or twice a day. Feeders, we fill them all half full. The way the number of feeders per group works out, that's the right amount that they do not run empty. And then that way, anybody that's doing chores for me always knows that the feeders need to be at least half full. Then we use these homemade tops. They're just a 1/4 inch hardware cloth. Keeps the predators out, or at least the honest ones. Raccoons, stray cat, rats, mice. Our tanks are in our shop, so there's some protection, but it also keeps the bigger birds, layer pullets and turkeys, from flying out. These guys are going outside today. But that's how we start every group of broiler chicks. It's the same thing on every tank. I've got feeders and waters for every tank. There's pullets, layer pullets in there. But it's the same process for starting turkeys, ducks, or broiler chickens. So over the next week, the main chores are just keeping fresh bedding on there if needed, refilling the waters once a day, and making sure their feeders are full. Once those little feeders are out, they will just be using the 2 bigger feeders, but that'll happen in the next couple of days. As you can see, everybody's content. Got some eating, some drinking, some sleeping. come tonight, since it's getting down into 50s at night, these guys are still a little young. I'll shut the 125 watt heat lamp off and turn the 251 on. For watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll address them in the next broiler chicken process video. Like I said, I'll make a video of the different stages of our management on our Pasture broiler operation as we do them. So there's a couple more changes, one more here in the brooder before they go out, and then when they go out, and then when they're outside. But we'll cover all those in the future videos. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you guys next time.